Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, onion knights of all ages, welcome, good evening one and all to another Thursday fight night here, presented by the Cymru Cactuars in Cardiff. I'm James, taking over for Jacko because he needed to be elsewhere, along with the usual Fish. How you doing?
Hey buddy, how's it going? Thanks for joining me, since Jacko can't be here.
We're doing good, and we got an exciting first match to get into. We're trying to get a few different matchups because obviously everyone's trying to test for the competitive meta. Tournaments are everywhere. But this time, we've got a matchup of fire.
Yeah, I haven't seen a fire deck in a long old while. That'll be getting piloted by Paul today.
We got Paul on the right playing mono fire, and we got Jack on the left playing fire ice. But it is not your Cat 6.
No, it's 13.
13. And traditionally when we see Cat 13, it's the fire lightning because that's what most people have come to expect during tournaments. But no one's really given fire ice 13 a go. Or maybe they have and they don't think it's good enough. But let's see for ourselves. Let's see what we can deduce from this matchup today.
Let's do it. So,
what do we got here?
Bit of a Mog, bit of a...
There's a Dodge and a Saz. And a lightning, so he's already looking at a potential early hasty start. He could play the lightning straight up to get some damage in. We got a Lunith. Mew. Mew's one of the new cards that we saw just come out in the first set, and it gave fire what it's been waiting for 19 sets. Believe me, I have been counting backups that search backups, and no Dominion Legionary doesn't count.
This is very true, but Mew is a very lovely card. I love it.
I particularly like it in Fire Lightning with the ability to search Quam. Because Quam giving haste to a Behemoth K is quite a fun thing to do, but we're just going for the Mitsuki here, and it's the 2-drop.
So nice to see Fire ramp some actual backups for once.
Tell me about it. Right, how do we go here? We're tossing a Dodge for the Saz to get another Dodge. Now, is he running both Dodges or is he just sticking on the one?
As far as I remember, he's running a couple of each, I believe.
So it depends. What does he value in this matchup? Not being able to target by summons or abilities or first strike. Personally, I'm a fan of the untouched by abilities and summons, but the first strike, sure. It does also mean he can cycle through his deck and grab a few more of the key pieces that he needs.
See, now last week when we had Jack on stream, he made me look like a right idiot. So I did say last time you'd only play a few forwards turn 1, hold on the lightning and play it to turn 2. But turned it against me, played the lightning turn 1. So let's see.
Going for the early okay. I am a fan of playing 3-drop backups turn 1 if you're grabbing a key piece, the vanille, case in point. I'm completely fine with this.
Yeah, it's alright. I hate 13. It's gonna give me Vietnam flashbacks till the day I die.
Alright, I can see. Who can we see in the chat? Jacko's in the chat.
Hey, Jacko buddy.
How's your shifts going? And what do you think of the new Turks? Give us your opinion. You haven't seen them yet. We've just seen Card of the Week, I believe it was.
Yeah, man, it's been a weird week. Bans, Cards of the Week are awesome.
Bans, that's something we've got to bring up at some point. We'll get to that in a bit because I want to see how aggressive Hall decides to play this, because he now knows he's playing against Cat 13. Goblins are always good. We can never go wrong with Goblins. The 1-drop search for anything really, because goblins have a lot more than just this goblin. They've got the Princess Goblin if you want a backup. They've got a 1-drop goblin for haste, and there's even a goblin that can become a forward. That can be really annoying.
It's going to be interesting to see if Paul can match Jack's aggro here with those goblins, because obviously it's going to hopefully keep the pressure off the board. But
he's racing the 3 good. We're thinning the deck. This is what we want. The less cards you have in the deck, the more likely you are to draw your key cards. Or you're just going to deck out and lose.
Yeah, but I doubt either of those guys are going to duck out. Probably over in a few turns, right?
So, he has the vanille, so we know he has a way to get the lightning, and he has an attacker lined up.
Does have lightning in hand, though.
He does. The thing is, that goblins should, if he does play the lightning, the goblins should kill the Saz.
Yes.
And this is where I'm thinking the backup Dodge or protection could have come in handy. We're getting a Mew. Ooh, it's a Mew mirror.
Come on, Jack. Why you gotta be copying Paul like that? Rude. Nah, it's nice to actually see Jack play some backups.
Right. Ooh, this is one. Tono. Okay. We'll check that out later. But Tono is one of the new Agito cadets that just came out in this set. Everyone was hyped on the one that if you have 1 card in hand or less, you get to search. But this guy, When Sono enters the field, choose the forward, freeze it. Tap, put Sono into the break zone. Your opponent discards a card. It's very good for keeping the tempo up.
Yeah, the fact it's searchable as well, gets the colour fixing usually. Going with just a little Saz poke.
Squall. Oh no.
I'm interested to see why Jack didn't run straight out the Vanille, get the Fang, and...
I think he's wary of the goblins, because the goblins have to be respected, because there's the third one in hand, and now that's going to come down, it is an instant kill.
Yeah. This is very
So Jack's already on the back foot, just because those goblins are playing the mental warfare game. What we got the real ninja in chat. Rufus doesn't really need lightning to work, he works well on his own already, and the trio is all in nice. This is true. And there are many different Turk combos, and also Ice Lightning still has its core powerhouse forwards of Alcid, Zeramus, etc, etc.
Okay, so he's finally gone for the Princess Goblin. Are we going to see that?
Not gonna lie, I was expecting more action.
Yeah.
What's going on here, boys?
We were expecting this game to be over in 10 minutes.
I know. I've seen buses travel faster than this.
So we got Princess Goblin on the field.
Beautiful card in the full art. And the Machiness. We are ramping. I do like it that when Fire can get to 5 backups, it can do some things. Rain is one of my favourite cards. Playing that thing for 1 is a great feeling.
You did always have a bit of a hard-on for Fire, that's definitely for sure.
That is the understatement of the year, my friends. Ooh, so now Jack's thinking his plays through, because he's...
is that an Amaterasu in Paul's hand there? Will he discard the 2 to play it, though?
I can tell his experience as a Fire player. One of your big conundrums is, do you toss 2 for the Ami?
I think if you're going to kill a Lightning, which is very likely, I think you would.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to kill it if he does get the Fang out.
So Paul has to respond. Paul needed to respond in this window, because now Fang's going to hit the board, and all the forwards are going to jump up to the point that he can only kill the Sans. He could kill the Fang. Now the Fang will be 7, so he knows the Fang is coming. This is good. Where are we? Ooh, tossing the Vanille S. He's a brave man.
He just wants to go for the full aggro package here, I think.
So Fang's on 7, Saz is on 7 because he didn't play the dodge, and Vanille's on 9.
I think you've got to play the Lightning early here and bait out those Goblin triggers.
Well, he's got the cost reduction, so he can just tap them up for the Lightning if he wants. And then what this means is Paul does have to kill the Saz if he wants to prevent the card draw. So this is a bit of a conundrum. Do you kill the Fang to get rid of the future benefits?
I think this is the right choice. Just get rid of the Lightning. Why worry about killing it? He can hold on to the Amaterasu then in hand. And that would be much better, because now he doesn't have to overpay for it. He can leave something untapped.
Yeah. Right. That's why I'm also wondering why the Vanille was tossed. That was another way to potentially grab the Lightning. And this is Fire Ice. He's not playing Hope, which is one of your other, or Lumina.
No, but he is playing a lot of discard in the deck, and I think if he can start getting that online, because Orphan for 3 is just disgusting.
Yes, this is very true. Orphan for... That is a very good point.
Yeah, and he's done it to me a few times, and I don't hate him for it, but there's a strong sense of dislike there.
I guarantee every player has played a game where they haven't been able to kill the Orphan, and it's just rinsed cards out your hand, and it's that sense of frustration. You can't do anything about it.
No, it's just devastating.
Why do we keep going?
Just cry in the corner.
Alright, how's your maths? We're still staring at 7, 7, 9. 4 backups.
I think at this point, if Paul just holds on to that Amaterasu for anything that goes to search for the Lightning and get some sort of board presence, he could be in a nice position.
Ooh, Tidus. This is going to mill him some cards. What we got? Ilua, Faris, Ace. Ooh, these mills are some rough mills, buddy.
Rough mills. Is he playing things like
Selfie would be the one to come to mind when recurring things.
I'm wondering as well, maybe something like Phoenix, perhaps, especially if you're playing the Ace, right? Because there could be a lot of damage coming from that source.
And we got Pitt Nixel in chat, got into this game about 8 months ago and then moved to the other side of the country and nobody here plays. We have all felt that at some point, mate. You're not alone in that, but you're always welcome here on the stream at Cardiff.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us, and kind of the reason why we set it up, because after our recent Materia Cup, we found that a lot of people didn't have a local scene, so we're hoping to get you fixed while you can, you know.
Now, what can we do here? Because Fallon has a haste and he's dealt with a problem. So those forwards are smaller and he can swing. And this is a lot of pressure. I think I see is that a Nero in hand?
Yeah,
for Jack?
And possibly a Snow?
As a Weiss, I think that's a Weiss as well. It's either Weiss or Snow. And a Phoenix.
Yeah.
And that Phoenix, I think, is going to be very important if Jack is to...
Yeah, it was the Weiss, yeah, good shout. To be honest, I think that the Phoenix is a new addition since last week for Jack. But I think he doesn't need to worry. He doesn't actually need to go full aggro. I think from what I've understood from Jack's deck it is able to go a bit later into the game than your standard FF13. That's for sure.
I'm just a bit worried because Paul's done a very good Roadrunner impression here and just sped up to 4 backups pretty quickly. Those goblins into the Agito backups, into the cheap Machinist.
So we're going to get a party attack here.
Takes it.
Yep. So
and it's a Carla, so we're playing all the Agitos.
Ramping is ramping.
That Luna top deck.
Goodbye.
Bellissimo.
Come on then, let's see. What are we going to get?
And there's a selfie.
And he's still got the Amaterasu, right? I don't think he's got rid of that yet.
So he can tap 2, discard to play the selfie to grab back. I know he's got an ace in there and an Allure.
I think he's bound to have enough for the ace trigger as well in break, right?
Easily. So he can grab the ace and still have 1 backup left to tap for the Ami should he want. That's just 1 potential play. I think we're getting a little geography lesson in chat.
Yeah. It is sad to see that not many people are getting their local fix. We feel your pain.
Oh, okay, right. This is about to get out of hand very quickly.
I'm hitting the board.
Hein is a forward that is very, very powerful if it can go off. Now, Jack's just learning that Luneth kills things every turn for free. We're swinging, and that Hein's going to activate, and we're going to get another point of damage. Phoenix. Oh, okay, that's good.
It's a bit of glare on the damage, unfortunately. So
from the clutches of defeat, the heart of the cards grants him a fang.
There's a lot still to contend with.
We got an Ami, a Selfie, and a Susanoo in hand.
Oh, joining us all the way from Canada there, Pix.
Respect. Yeah. What time is it there? Shouldn't he be in work?
Try not to sound too shocked, bro. Alrighty, so Jack facing down kind of a daunting board here. The Luneth is going to go off every turn.
Do we have enough 13s for the Bahamut discount? I think we do. Should be in work and we're watching Final Fantasy. My guy.
Yeah, I mean, we're all for it. We don't condone you skipping work, but if it's to watch us, then we definitely do. Alright, so he's going to try and get the lightning back here. I'm not sure if this is the right play by Jack. I think he maybe should have just gone into the Weiss.
There's the Bahamut, so that's going to be a 10 on the high. There's 1 threat dealt with. What else can we do here? Sarah, which is just going to discard, I believe, because he's got the ice characters to discard, but he hasn't got a... he gets the draw as well. He gets the draw, I believe. I'm not sure if Sarah says characters or not.
I believe it's this one.
That is the right one. If you have a category 13 character of an element other than ice, which he does, draw a card.
And he's now just pulled his Shantato as well. So Jack sat on some ammo.
That Toto, if he could get a crystal for that could be big.
He's not playing any crystals in the deck as far as I'm aware.
Shame. Well, give me a sec, I'll go give him one now, and that fixes all the problems.
Run, boy, run! No, I think here, like, you just play the Weiss next turn, get him to discard, dull and freeze, maybe attack for win, but Ace is gonna mess up that plan.
Let's have a look at Ace, because Ace on paper reads really well, but many people feel that Fire is not tier 1. And I'm inclined to agree to a certain extent. The Magissa lists have been popping off a bit, but this Ace does read well. Especially if you can give it haste. What are we doing?
I mean, I want to like Ace, but the fact it doesn't have haste is a bit of an issue. But I suppose if you're playing the goblins, like, you know, that not that we've seen a haste goblin yet, I don't think, but...
I'm also very much of the advocacy that people should still be playing Belias the Gigas.
What, the 2-drop one?
The OG.
Yeah, that one of my favourite fire cards, to be fair. You got to think, if Jack can get the Weiss and maybe a Lightning here, he has got the Orphan in hand, but I don't think he can get that out as well.
The problem is, his forwards need to survive a turn so they can swing with the Lightning. Fallon is doing a very good job of making sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay. So
Lastwell, good.
That
deals with our Ace problem. It's a good start. It's a very good start. Lastwell is one of those cards that is a common or a rare, but reads like at least a hero.
He is a hero.
He needs a hero. I don't know the rest of the words.
Honestly, I think get the Weiss out. Get the Weiss, sit on the Shantato. Dull and freeze the Tidus probably here.
There it is. There it is.
Not gonna lie, Jack, I also forgot about the Amaterasu.
It's such a shame because he's 1 damage off the damage 5 threshold.
Yeah. He's still gonna have to discard anyway. He's not gonna have to discard. Sorry, he's Amaterasu, isn't he? But
no. So the Nero will make him discard.
Yes.
So he will still have to discard.
But he won't get the dull and freeze. He has missed the trigger on the discard there. So I'm not sure if he might want to go and give a run over.
Say that again?
So I don't think Paul is discarded, is he? Or have I missed one there? Also, Weiss will survive.
We're just double checking.
Give us a sec.
We're getting a bit of clarity.
No, go.
Yep.
Right. This time, because I haven't got Jacko to send Whiskates on, but
He did.
also Weiss will live. And Weiss will live.
Did you have me the Nero or the Weiss?
I mean the Weiss.
Okay.
No Dallin Freeze. Yes.
But it's bigger.
No, it's not. It's damage 5.
Oh, sorry. That's because I'm reading chat. Jacko, why are you leading me astray, bro? I believed.
Don't you do this for a living, mate? Come on.
It's all fun. Fun and games. So, gonna get the Shantaro out here.
Right, this gives him some options.
The thing is, he's not got the CP to play that Lightning, which is unfortunate.
That would have been it.
And realistically,
Idolus is a very good hit. Idolus is a very good hit.
so if you pull in the next turn, you surely have got to take out a 13 character, right?
I felt that
hurts.
one. I felt that one.
And he's gonna. I mean, we even got the fist pump from Paul across the room. That is just disgusting.
Oh, there is nothing more satisfying than flipping that Brunhilde.
But
It's like when you've got that steak and it is just cooked to perfection. Gordon Ramsay approved.
the thing is, though, is that Paul. I mean, Jack is still only on 4. He's only got 2 attackers. And you're not going to sacrifice the Lunith.
And he drew the heat. And he drew the heat.
Just stop bringing it
As
out.
you say that.
I know. I just... As if to make me look even sillier.
Can you commentate all my games from now on, please?
Yeah, I mean, you sure, man. As long as Jack goes with me, he could do all the heavy lifting. It's fine. So
Right.
here we go.
Saz, the first time.
It puts him on 6,
And
there it is.
GG.
Oh, it was a close game though.
That was very
good.
Jack should be really happy with himself. He got 7 damage in, and at the rate Paul was going, I think it was only a matter of time. He's just, don't flex the Susanoo. Don't be like that. No need for that.
I'm just going to win a little bit harder by playing that Susanoo from my hand.
That's a Joey Wheeler move if I've ever seen one.
Baby Dragon.
Time Wizard!
Right, so what we'll do, guys, is we'll go on a quick be right back, and we will try and get Paul over here for a quick conversation.
Welcome back, guys. We're bringing you with a fresh episode of Fallon in the Middle. Paul Fallon, straight off the win in round 1. How did you feel?
Oh, pretty good, yeah. I was hoping to get something a little different from what I've been playing for this format. We're almost at the end of Opus 19. Time to try out some new weird stuff, and I've always been a bit of a mono fire guy, so I thought a low to the ground mono fire, with Ace, Illua, Goblins, Machinist, that's a lot of one cost, so the deck flows quite quickly. It did its job. I'm happy with it. I was quite scared when I noticed I was up against Cat 13. I knew I had to play differently because, out of nowhere you're going to lose a bunch of damage. But I felt that went as well as it could. And yeah, I got to flex the Susanos as well.
I was going to say a big run at the end, just a bit of flex.
Yeah. Keep them in my hand, just in case the board goes sour and I want to reset it on my terms.
You said that you had to play different for Cat 13, but this was a different Cat 13. This
is kudos to Jack, isn't it? Yeah, kudos to Jack. He's playing the Ice Fire variant, which I think is a lot more skill-based than the Lightning Fire one, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I mean, I haven't really played it, but I do like the fact that he's gone a slightly different, more control-y route with it, which sort of gives him a few extra turns to get the damage out, which is nice. He got me to 6 damage, and if I hadn't topped the Bryn, I probably wouldn't have been as comfortable as I was on my last turn. So,
give us the brutal honesty. How did you feel when you flipped the Bryn Helber?
That sort of cemented it for me. I think, I did draw a Bryn next turn as well, but I was really hoping to see one to snipe off one of his 5s and sort of get the board back in my control. Obviously, Brynhilda draws you the card as well, which is something I really value in Fire because there's not much draw in it at all. So anything with a draw card effect gets a look in from me.
Well, you're a disgusting man. We felt pain, and I saw your fist bump. You should have been better.
Mate. So, what's your favourite card from the new set that you've added to the deck?
From this set, not much. I mean, I have been trying to get Ace to work, and obviously Ace needs haste. I think if you can give him haste with 1 CP Goblin or Belias the Gigas, you're laughing. Putting him down for 1 CP 9k is okay, as just a blocker. It's just something that their board has to deal with. I think I did that during the game. Other new cards, I really like the new Ifrit, and the other one I really play is Miu. I mean, it does search 2 terrible cards, Mudzuki and Carla, but they are 2 CP fire backups with no name clash that I can search out and just get 5 backups as quick as I can, because that's what I want for Hien, I want it for Lunith, I want it for my 1 costs as well, just to get as many of them out in a turn to really turn things around.
It was nice to actually see Fire ramp that quickly.
Yeah.
You never really get to see that, so hopefully they'll bring out some better G2 cadets for you.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? A playable Carla, please. Or Mudzuki. Mudzuki's okay. I think I actually used Mudzuki in the game, I want to say, like for a 1k, or that might have been the game before stream. But otherwise, they are just fire cards that grow my backups. And that's what they did. That's what they're for.
Well, that was brilliant. Thank you for joining us, Paul.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, we will get back to you once we get the next round pair. It should only be a few minutes on that one, so we'll be back in a bit.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for round 2 of Fight Night. Here with the Cymru Cactuars. This time we have Sammy and Mason.
Yeah, Soiree versus Earth Lightning.
A classic throughout this meta. Earth Lightning, especially with the rise of Chaos and Arc as a counter to Soiree in particular, as certain.
Yeah, and to be honest, we've seen the devastation that the Arc can bring when you're going to team that with Man in Black. Just pure filth. Pure filth.
Well, Warrior of Light is such an obnoxious card that we must dig deep into the recesses of our brains to find answers.
And apparently, the people found answers. And also, it looks like Sammy found his backups.
Ooh, so I see straight away, Mason has a Doga in hand, and that one hasn't been played for a while. Ooh.
I think that's Animist, right?
It is a 2CP backup, and that is about all I can tell you there.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm right in thinking,
You are
it's
right.
this
Ooh.
one. Let me get that up on screen for you guys.
Well done, 10 points to Gryffindor.
Let me transition that and get out of studio mode. There we go.
Amber, the classic.
But yeah, that Animist is one of Mason's favourite new cards. Just sack it, find a monster, put it in play. If you're using your Melusine, especially if you're in Lightning, it's disgusting.
So Amber, Shinju, someone's copied someone's homework. I think we've seen this play a million times by now.
I know, it's like if you don't know what's happening here, I'm very shocked.
I do like that some players have gone away from the Soiree forwards and are going towards more generic multicolour forwards. I've seen a few of those lists do really well.
I mean, we were having this conversation though, right? It's the forwards rely too heavily on them all being together, and if you don't have that, the deck dies on its feet.
Here's the Doga. Doga gives crystals, and lots of them.
And does a lot in return, just board wipes, just straight damage, break something.
And that's also quite clever. It's a way to discard your arc if it's a dead brick.
You got to think that not discarding for the I don't know if Sammy could have discarded for the Shinju last turn, but not ramping to that second backup straight away is probably going to hurt him here.
I like Mason. Fortunately or unfortunately, drew double arc. So now is Sammy going to think he's safe? That he hasn't got anything to worry about. Little does he know.
He's got to hope that he pulls that chaos though, right? Because two dead arc in hand, you're not going to cast it for 9.
So where does he go from here? He's got a Bash, he's got a Yuffie, he's got Alexa, he's got an Arc. So he's got options.
I mean, I'd be kind of inclined to just play the Bash, but
It's on curve. But does he have the Fire CP?
no, it doesn't look like. Just got to get the Shinju out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame he can't really curve that better, but that's sometimes the way it goes. Is he playing the Yuffie? Tossing Alexa.
I mean, an early Yuffie is pretty hard to get rid of.
No, double Vesivia. No, not double Vesivia. Yeah, what are you doing there, mate?
There's the
Arc,
land. There we go,
Yuffie, yeah.
Yuffie is probably one of my favourite cards from the set.
So I think Mason also has an Odin in hand.
Oh, hitting that lovely full art Mist Dragon.
It's the signed one, signed by Kageyama-san himself.
Oof.
Shout out to the creator of this game. We appreciate everything you've done for us.
Keep it going for us, we really would like it.
Did Mason just pass?
He did just pass.
He did just pass, didn't he?
So,
What on earth is going on here?
Yuffie's just going to run wild.
No, he's going to hardcast the Arc, or the Odin, the Odin.
It's got to be the Odin.
Oh, he's crystalling, Doga things.
Just break it, yeah.
Break it.
Save on CP. There's nothing he can do here if you're Sammy. The Mist Dragon does nothing.
To be fair, I didn't think he knew that either. I mean, I'm staring at Doga thinking, I know this card does crystals, I know it does other things. Don't know what those things are.
Mate, it's again, I'm going to get that back up because honestly, it is a great card. I really wanted to slot it into some of my monk monocolor machinations, but you get a 7k board wipe and also just a choose one and break it.
I see Dale in chat. Mason playing FFTCG. He's taking a break from 40k. Would you believe it?
Dale, I bet you're super stoked because you're like your total fave Kiddie is on stream with me. I mean,
Hey, buddy.
you must be over the moon, fella.
So we grabbed the Cactuar, we grabbed the Cymru.
And we got the Rydia, which is again another great Earth card that's come about in the last couple of sets.
And Mason is a big fan of the Seymour because he does play the Odin, so it's an easy stack if he needs to, especially if you know your opponent is swinging in next turn. It gives him a pause for thought.
Yeah, you gotta think though, Mason. I suppose it's very lucky for Mason because Sammy has been going on a bit of the go slow here for this deck, and I mean Mason's not yet caught up, but he's not so far behind that it's insurmountable.
He is going to get the draw 2 off the Vesivia, so there is that. He's got the 3 Soiree backups with the Vesivia itself, so that's the 4 we need. 4 is the magic number for Soirees.
Yeah, it's still part of the reason why I kind of lost confidence in the deck. Is like at any point you don't have that number, and it just falls apart.
That's why people have been going more and more to the generic route. I've seen Furians, I've seen Barrett's. Barrett's been very popular.
Yeah, I mean, one of our local players, Dan Harben, actually has the brew of sort of just the backer package and then generic good cards, you know. Mason thinking maybe he goes for that tap effect again.
What's he got now? He's got a Man in Black, he's got a Hecaton, he's got a Cactuar.
Problem is he's still got those 2 acts, and that is clogging his hands something fierce.
So here's a question for you. If he plays the Vesivia, he's got 4 Soirees on board, if you Hecaton in response, does that mean you only draw 1 instead?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Can we get an answer from chat in that? If you drop down to 3 as the effect is resolving, do you still get the full effect?
Because there's certain cards that people have always kind of complained about that still get it. Like there was a cloud, as long as you met the requirement, the cloud still goes off, like the avalanche one.
As a Chocobo in hand. And this is the other thing. Note, draw 1, thank you very much. So yeah, that is a potential thing, although it does mean you can play a second Amber. Yeah, this is the other thing that the generic lists also do. It means they can run a wider variety of summons. Chocobo is very popular.
Thank you, Jacko, for letting us know, and Dale as well, and Cedric, thank you.
So go on then, while we got a bit of a lull state, give us 1 sentence on Sildra as a ban card.
Man, I'm not sure. I think it's killed Mono Water in its entirety. You can't play without it. It's one trick of getting the Lena and the Leviathan when you need it. Dead deck now.
Althea's a bit more of a questionable, because I know a lot of our local people say this, I don't know what other people's opinions are, but cards like Chocobo could have easily been on the chopping block.
I still think the Zidane. Nothing is worse than I get all draw, I get all untap, but I also get all your deck. Disgusting.
Izana as well is another one that's been highlighted as a problem card. Here you go, Seymour stacking the Kusith, full art at that, beautiful.
Mason flexing here, just showing all the more powerful cards that he has at his disposal. So, there goes an early Warrior Light. It's just going to get the Mist Dragon. Mist Dragon is basically a staple in all Earth decks. You never see a deck without it at this point.
And we're Cactuaring in response to get the Kusith. Plays Mason. Well done. Gets the Robo back as well.
Still got 1 crystal, so still a viable play.
That was well executed from Mason.
Nice little turn of play there. Ooh, bit more colour fixing here from.
He can take turn with the Tyro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have tossed the Zidane though, because now with the Tyro, that Zidane is like smooth
so he's
Cecil.
just going to go straight into the Warrior Light in hand, I'm guessing there.
No, Adele.
No.
To get Vesphia,
Just
draw another
to draw another 2. I mean, Cecil's an interesting one. Like, it's sort of your main out for your Warrior Light usually, right?
And it also means he's preempted the Robo, because now Robo's going to cost an extra 2.
I don't think that really matters. I mean, I know Mason's obviously going to lose out on the on the trigger getting backup, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. Let's see. Go on.
No, after you.
Let's see if he does. Yep, he's paying the Robo. He's breaking his house. He's paying the extra 2.
He hasn't paid the extra 2 yet. There we go. Now we do see that he's got a Lady Lilith in hand. That Lady Lilith, like that's what the Animist is for.
Yep.
And there's the Chocobo in response.
And that's why that card is £20.
Yeah. I mean, when you're going to chuck
But
out your
wait,
big fella,
there's more.
No, it doesn't look like. No, because he doesn't have the 2 to pay for it.
No.
You can't discard your axe in hand. Sorry, Mason. Now, still no Warrior of Light. I don't think we see there. I think if you're Sammy, you just play the Tyro, get the Warrior of Light, hold it, hold the Cecil. You haven't got to rush it.
He's still 1 backup off being able to play the Warrior of Light for all the bells and whistles.
Well, no, he's 2. He still needs his fire CP too.
Yeah, so he plays the Tyro, that gives him 1.
Yeah, and then he needs fire or water. He's got a lot in hand though.
He's got options. He's got options for days.
So he's going to go combat early. So he's not going to go haste. Oh no, is he changing his mind? I mean, has he got an a Madame Adele in hand?
He's got an Adele, he's got a Cecil, he's
So
got an Irwin.
I think you play the Hecatonche here. Okay, so he's okay now. He's going to get the Warrior Light that way. I'm not going to lie. I think if you play the Hecatonche here, clear off Mason's board. You only lose the Madame Adele. Play the Madame Adele. Oh, even buff the Madame Adele if you wanted to spend.
You can buff the Vesphia.
Wrong card there, Sammy. There you go. Back to, and there it is, the absolute monster of a card that is Warrior Light.
I hate this card.
I love this card.
And it's a free kill on the Doga as well. Mason tanked him. I'm surprised Sammy didn't dull for the ping on the Doga. There probably is a reason. I'm oblivious to it.
I mean, does he need to?
Ooh, the Toto.
But he's got 2 Arc in hand. You can't play the Toto.
Oh no.
Oh wait, can he?
No, you can play it.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got. There we go. That we love to see that.
Why?
Again, another staple of any Earth deck. You're never going to find one without a Shantato in it, unless you're crazy like Liam, and it is a Shantato, but it's just not the Opus 1/1.
And he's a Wind Earth enthusiast. You can't take him away from that.
Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, you've got to feel gutted because Sammy Nash has now got the Shantato in hand, as if to add insult to injury.
Anything you can do, I can do, but oh wait.
So, Madame Adele, I don't know. I think you put out the Irwin, get the discard rather than the draw here.
I mean, draws are still fine. He's got a Man in Black and an Arc in hand. He's got an Ami, Hecaton. I think that's a Kusith, a Tyro. Why is this Tyro not come down yet?
Yeah, well, he discarded 1 Tyro already.
Thank you.
And that right there is some money cards, folks.
Even though we got the Tyro promo, the non-foils are still holding a reasonable amount, as I found out this afternoon. So if you've got non-foil Tyros lying about spare, get them out in the community. Everyone needs a Tyro.
Although, to be honest, I have 2 foil Tyro and I'm looking for a 3rd, so hit me up if you've got one to sell. But, again, another kind of staple card. It did kind of lose prevalence for a while, Tyro, didn't it? Because costing 5 was kind of devastating. But
it is great that Tyro and Toto work in tandem to make sure you've always got 2 colours. Hey, that's what I want to see, Mason. Get that out of here.
Yeah, shut down any further straight casting of Warrior Lights. At least slow Sammy down. But
it did draw the Albus though, so he's going to throw down the Albus.
Goodbye, poor Man in Black.
Mason, he hasn't even done it, and Mason knows what's coming.
Hold, son, hold on.
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
He's just trying to help the stream speed it along a bit, you know.
Good.
But
make sure to give him a gold sticker after the game.
But Albus is pretty gross because obviously 3k and an EX burst is a lot.
He took 2 damage and drew 2 EXs.
Search for your chaos.
Yep. Is it free? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 colours, so it's still going to cost 3.
The problem you got though is Madame Adele is protected by the Lexa and from the cast. So
what Chaos says your opponent has to give it to you, so it can get around it. But he's just going to give him the Vesphia.
Oh, and there's the mail breaks that, and I think it's over, right?
That might be that.
Yeah,
there we
the handshake.
go.
So Mason going down in an epic fight to Sammy and his Soiree.
Soirees, ladies and gentlemen, can't get enough of them. Yay!
I don't know though, man. With a lot of prevalence of Chaos and Arc, if people can get out successfully, it could turn as a detriment.
Well, I'd say when Mason spins his wheel of excuses, that's what it will land on.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Now, it's still 15 minutes on the round. We'll get a quick chat with Sammy Nash, and then do we come back and maybe talk about the bans?
I think we could. We can talk about bans and spoilers.
Yeah, all right then. So, guys, we'll do a quick be right back. We'll get Sammy over here, and we'll have a quick chat. Be right back.
Welcome back, guys. We just saw the fires of chaos raining, but luckily we had Fireman Sammy here on hand to put them out. How do you feel after that one?
I think I was a little bit lucky, I have to say. It was a slow start. But it seems to be both games. But the issue is with Soiree, as long as you have your backups, everything else you hit after it is just like go into a jigsaw piece and makes it just a good deck overall.
So what are you saying, no skill or?
You got it. It's better to be lucky. Better to be lucky than good, isn't it? Yeah, that's the saying, mate.
So a lot of people have been moving away from Soirees, as we were saying, machine towards the more generic use of world. What made you want to stick with the Soirees?
So Soirees is one I've been playing for a while, and obviously with the bannings that's happening soon, I think it's in a good footing. I know Chaos kind of hits it hard because it's so cheap, but cards I got like Hector that does 8k across the board. It's kind of, in my first round, exactly what happened. Someone played Chaos, they had 4 forwards, I had nothing, I Hectored him. His game plan was out the window then, even though he stole my forward, sold me an 8k as well. So I think, Chaos is a bit of a kind of, if you give it a turn, is a killer. But I think it's just so much gas in that deck with Cecil, with Warrior Light, with the Soiree package. It just gives you so many outs.
It was interesting to see you actually playing Chocobo in that list. It's rare you see that as well.
So the reason I play it is because when I was playing at one stage, people were just kind of leaving my Soiree package and just kind of dull and freezing or going around it. So at one stage I was sat there, and when you play the forwards, you can't, they're just in your hand, it's clunky, and they're so good on entering the board, like your Merrills and things like that, is bounce it and then play it again and then just kind of keep that momentum going. So it's a one-off, and I think yeah, it's a one-off. I think it's just a test of what. It's definitely worth being a 3-off, but at the moment it's so hard to get hold of. I got to play with what I can, lads.
Hey, it's £20 for a reason. That card does a lot of work, and you have the massive tilter moments where you've got the Cecil on board and they try and overreach, just deal with the Cecil, and then you drop the Chocobo on top.
Yeah, that's the thing. So they got to pay for the Cecil, and then you Chocobo, and then you play it again, hit Warrior Light off it. It's gone from having hardly a board to so wide. What do they do?
So we did see that obviously after trying to initially take out the Cecil, Mason tried to do it again before the Choco hit. Did you know he had the hack in hand? Did he let that slip or?
No, he didn't. No.
Yeah. So that's what he had in hand. What stuck him.
I think him being stuck on backups for a long time gave me a bit of freedom.
I just chatted to him. He runs 11 backups and he drew 9 of them.
That's crazy.
That's the luck you get sometimes. One card that caught us off guard was the Doga. How did you perceive that? And
I know, he killed my Yuffie with it. I was like,
how did
what
that
is
happen?
this?
We saw the interaction of, I'm just going to reactivate it. And he went,
No, before the reactive, I was like, I think the thing is, with Soirees, I've realised if you play too casually sometimes you can do it, but with Soirees, majority of the time, I feel is, if you keep 1-for-1 with people and you keep putting that pressure on, you're forcing them to do stuff. And because he was just such a light backup at that situation, that was the only 2 cards he had. So I know, I lost my Yuffie, but the fact I can bring him out with Kusith, and and search for it with Bash when I had Bash in my hand, it's a good card. Obviously, it's a powerhouse when it's on the board, but the fact I can reoccur it, it's not because you're putting in haste creatures like Wall and Merrill and things like that. So on a clear board, just keep pressuring, and I feel that's how I caught him out. He kind of was overreaching to deal with what I had on the board.
Alright, so to round this off then, obviously we've got the new set coming up soon. Are there any decks you're particularly interested in looking at, or any spoiler that's particularly caught your eye?
For me, so the Cecil, well obviously today we had the Turks, that looks really good. I'm an Ice Lightning player by heart. So there's a different type of
Degenerate.
package. There's a different type of package you can bring into it. I have put an Ice, Earth, Lightning deck together, which was I spotted off one of the larger tournaments, which is more of a kind of a control style deck. And I think at the moment with what's coming Ice's way, I think it might sway her back to it being a strong meta. Because Ice Lightning is kind of like a 1.5 deck at the moment tier wise. It's just the 102 engine cards, and with the Turks today, you've seen that package. You've got the Cecil as well, which is coming in. There's so many good cards in the new sets. It's just I'm not good enough to build a deck without seeing what's here. But we are, I'm in a group of the team that put decks together, and I think, with our heads together, we'll put a good deck together, hopefully. Or I might just stay with Soiree all the way.
You ain't gonna stay with Soiree.
You're going to stay with Soiree. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, guys.
Council of the Beards is over, I guess.
Hey, you go, boys.
Mate, don't say that. I need to shave.
You do. You look like a bit of a hobo.
Just like to say, guys, I'm 3-0 on the main table, so I want to keep the streak going.
So, are you going to win and end it at round 4, or are we going to round 5, Sammy?
You've just jinxed it in front of our entire audience. Well,
Hey, listen, like I said, we'll see how it goes, but hopefully we all can get a good sleep into that, boys, if I end it by round 4.
Right then, let's see if you can do that. We'll go to a quick be right back, guys, and we'll see what we can bring you for the next round. We're back. Sorry, guys. We also promised you a bit of band talk, didn't we? So let's do the naughty stuff.
yeah, we're getting into a bit of dangerous territory here. If you're underage, look away now. This is a very important thing. So, starting with Sildra.
I'm devastated, to be honest.
Are you really?
As a bit of a water player, I am. It's killed the deck off, I think. If for all you guys who probably do already know, Sildra 4 CP, 3 with Una. Go search any 2 water characters or 5 characters of different costs.
What else do you need it to do? I was watching a video earlier where Sildra guarantees mono water 5 backups because of the discovered summoner from way back in the day in Opus 3, I want to say. You can turn 1, Sildra search summoner Una, play the summoner, turn 2, Una play the Sildra that you've grabbed back to grab another 2 backups, and turn 3 play it again. I can't remember the exact order, I'm not a water player, disclosure. But you end up with 5.
Yeah.
And 1 card guaranteeing 5 backups is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to run some ideas through my head, like the 6-drop mash to kind of ramp backups that way. Obviously, you've still got Sarah, Princess Sarah, or Sarah. It's just, without that, you can't guarantee your Leviathan and your Elena being in hand exactly when you need it. So,
but it wasn't just the water cards, it was the category 5 cards list is growing and growing. I mean, Kryl was the recent one we had, which again is another way to grab Sildra back, because that card clearly can't be recycled enough. I know we're trying to save the planet, guys, but come on.
Yeah, I mean, again, more of, I mean, originally you're fixing your colour backups with the crystals, you're rushing out that way, but yeah, when you can search a card that gets you back the Sildra is disgusting. Yeah.
Althea, and this is interesting, and Jacko's here, and Jacko raised a fair point in that he doesn't think Althea is nearly as crippling as Sildra is.
No, I mean, the deck still lives without it, right? Because you still got Chocobo.
Still got Azana.
Yeah, you got many ways of getting stuff back to your hand, including the lock. I to be honest, I would have loved to have seen the Zidane banned as well. That thing is, more value, more playing your opponent's deck, and that's just a bit unfair. Althea, on the other hand, yeah, okay, you save one thing, play it again. I can deal with that.
And we did see, I'm thinking way back to Cardiff Materia Cup, we had Tush here, and he top four'd with a mono-wind list that was... Mono-wind list. That did not run Althea at all, just to prove a point.
Yeah, and as if to sort of reinforce that, they go and get rid of the Althea, and it doesn't do much. Doesn't do much.
And the deck is still going to do the same things it does. It's still got access to Sid Haze. It can still colour fix its backups fairly easily.
And I mean, it's probably going to get spoon-fed a bit more of the great stuff. You got a big old silver spoon, force-feed Wind Ice some more stuff, and it'll be fine anyway.
That's the point. Have we had a Wind spoiler yet for Legends?
Goddess, I believe, is the only one.
It's
note.
the big one.
It's a slow board weight though, right? It's. I don't think it'll see play in that type of deck. Not in Storm personally. It costs too much, and especially when they can just constantly ramp with Luso triggers.
So, what does this mean for the meta then? What do you think this means?
I don't think we'll see any sort of drop off with Wind Ice. I think you'll see a huge drop off with Water, or at least not Mono Water as we see it now. Beyond that, at the moment, hard to say.
So, I think I was watching, I believe it was the YYT's video. I think it was Michael who was doing a breakdown, and he raised a very good point, is that the Sildra ban has a lot of knock-on effects to other cards. One of the ones he highlighted was Lena. Because you have to play slower and ramp your backups, you don't have the same speed you had to dump your break zone for Lena Leviathan. So that takes another huge tool potentially out of that deck.
Yeah, and when you're seeing the prevalence of things like X-Death and Mist Dragon, and every element except I think it's Fire and Lightning have... No, that's not even Lightning. So Fire and...
You're going through break zone removers.
Yeah, I think it's only Fire.
It's just Fire. Wind? Does Wind have
Wind does have a Typhon, but the newer Typhon.
Yes, yeah.
But obviously, it very rarely sees play over the other Typhon. But again, every element has break zone removal
apart from Fire.
Yeah.
Again. Kageyama, I bigged you up earlier, but come on, sort it out.
You don't need enough. You got enough samurais usually running around.
It took me 19 seconds to get a backup searcher.
Bro, I'm running monks. Don't tell me nothing about no backup searches.
Have you got another Ursula target yet?
No.
Yeah?
I got a one Sophie. Aren't I lucky? Right, okay. So we've just been given the heads up the pairings are up, so...
we're going to grab a match.
Yeah, so we'll be right back again, guys.
And welcome back to round 3, everyone. We have another matchup here, and you may be confused as to the names. We've got two Jacobs. So on the left, we have Jacob James Bond, and on the right, we have Jacob Money-Grabbing Gill.
Yeah, and Bond is here to play some cards, Moneypenny. So he's got some Earth Water Summoners versus Fire, Lightning, it pains me to say it, 13.
Here we go again. Can he rush? Is Gill fast enough? Can he spend that money quick enough? Or will the license to kill take hold?
Usually we do have Jacob Gill in our chat with us, but obviously when he's playing, I get to say whatever I want about him. He's playing Fire Lightning 13, he has no soul. No soul.
How could you?
No soul.
You're right, you are right. Fire Lightning 13 has been universally approved as the deck we don't like, along with Soirees I will put up there as well.
Yeah, it gives, again, I'm going to keep getting those Vietnam flashbacks every time I hear Lightning at this point. I think I start wincing. So
the question is, obviously, Earth Water is one of the slower decks we have in this format. Jacob abusing Sildra before he gets banned. So, will Gill be able to go in for the kill?
Are you going to try and rhyme this entire game, or?
I'm a poet and I didn't know it.
So
he's got the Fang. That's a good start. That is a very good start. Where does he go from here?
So Fang, make 2 cheaper. Probably Hope, you would think.
Hope would be the ideal option, because then he could go for the Lightning. I've seen sometimes, especially if they're going second, that they can go Hope, Noel, Lightning, Fang, and you're staring down lethal in 2 turns.
Yeah, I always find that the Fire Lightning version is that you're either won by turn 3 or you're dead by turn 3. There's kind of no middle ground.
No. So we got the Sarah,
Yeah.
which is a nice, simple start, which is what he was looking for. Now, what tools has Q given him? I'll stop now. I'll stop.
No, we're going to make it keep going.
But keeping going, he's on
Yeah.
His Majesty's Secret Service. Oh God, we're in trouble. So we got the Oracle, which means we got a crystal.
Yeah, that crystal gives him license to kill. Yeah, I can play along too, baby. Oh yeah.
Right. So professional.
Nah, we don't do that around here.
No. Right. Oh, we got to get the crystals out for the flex. I do like that one, to be fair.
I think that's the only one I don't own. I'm kind of disappointed.
So, I can see an Ashtola in hand. I can see an Ashtola going to the break zone.
Yeah,
for the
there's
hope.
the hope. Okay. So, Hope's gonna go searching.
I think this will give us an indication of where he's going. He's got a lightning, so he's going for the knoll. I like this. So we are potentially looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 damage with 3 card draws, assuming Jacob can't do anything about it.
Yeah, well, he's only got 2 in hand, and we both know that there's no Shantota there. I think Gil can just go all out.
I've got it.
Go on.
Auric Gilfinger.
Of course you did. And there's the lightning. So, we've got 3 attackers, 3 draws.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to hit EX bursts. That's not 1, that's an Une.
That's 2. That's the Hecatoncheir. That could have been the answer that you need.
There's 1 draw.
And there's the 3rd initial damage. Fits in the chaos.
And another damage.
And now we got another damage.
And another damage.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Missed the damage, guys.
You missed the damage.
There we go. And we hit a Mist Dragon. Now, I don't think really matters here. Bond staring down lethal here. He's just like the beginning of the movie. He's in that scope.
He's on the table. The laser's coming in.
Yeah. Drew the arc, but no chaos there. No
Arc
Shantotto.
is no good here.
No.
Robol kills the lightning, so
Yeah.
that's something.
I mean, we've seen Robo already, but hopefully they should, allow for a little bit of additional plays.
So-
Get the backup that's in the break zone, right?
What? Jacob's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble.
Which Jacob? I'm guessing you mean Bond.
Bond is in trouble. Bond is in trouble. Bond is in real trouble. Bond is in real trouble.
Yeah, there it is. It is over. It's been exactly 6 minutes and 20 seconds now. Yeah, that was.
Well, thank you for joining us with our viewing of No Time to Die.
Yeah, that was the film. Where expect Bond to die, and he actually did this time. No escapes, no flicking the penny into a laser.
No.
He just.
Do you know, that's my favourite Simpsons episode of all time, the James Bond parody.
Oh, the one with Scorpio.
Hag Scorpio.
Oh mate, that's a great episode. Yeah, that was painful to watch. So that flex from Jacob Bond with the whole maths.
Is that a flag?
Yeah, like he messed with that maths. He comes in here, he flaunts a bit.
He got clowned on.
Yeah, he just got silly effed in the A.
That's the game, Simpsons, and that's what Fire Lightning can do. Like, you do need to show, as much as we meme on it, you do need to show that respect.
I mean, that additional point of damage, obviously hitting that Hecatoncheir as well, just purely screws him right out of the game.
We got a greetings, friends, from Emo Tempest TCG.
Yeah, where are you joining us from there, Emo?
We got a Canadian in America. Where else are we in the world?
We apparently got a Jacob Bond fan. I mean, I bet you're feeling kind of silly right now.
Go on and tell us what's your favorite chat. What's your favorite Bond movie? Let's see if we got some wrong opinions in the chat.
But why? What do you think is the best Bond movie there, Kiddie?
So, my personal favorite is Casino Royale. I think Le Chiffre is one of the greatest villains to ever grace TV.
Original Casino Royale?
No, the one with Mads Mikkelsen.
Then you're wrong. It's not the best Bond movie ever.
Go on in.
I mean, I'm always a fan of Pierce Brosnan. Give me that.
GoldenEye was good.
Yeah, give me that debonair Englishman any day.
Sean Bean as a villain. Sean Bean dying.
Yeah. Oh, here's a bit of a question for you. Name something where Sean Bean doesn't die.
Chat, help, please.
I can give you 2.
I got nothing.
National Treasure. He's the bad guy now, doesn't die. And also Sharp. Great.
No.
Yeah, great Napoleonic sort of history, docu-series type thing. It's pretty fun.
To be fair, he didn't die a nose, but I died listening to his voice in Civ 6. It was dull. That being said, we are done with the game, so let's get Gil over here for some chill chats.
Yeah, we'll be right back, guys.
Alright, we're back with the best Jacob in Firestorm, apparently. Mr. Gil, how do you feel after that?
I mean, I just felt lucky. The start in hand was like all basically perfect. So everything I drew after that was pretty nice as well.
So, big important question. How much did you sell your soul for FF13?
If you mean soul, my wallet, surprisingly cheap-ish.
Yeah,
The Amis put me back a bit, but for the actual toxic bit,
That's one of the great things about FFTCG is that it's such a cheap game to get into that everyone can join in. I always say this to people, it's a great game to get into. So what was the highlight of your game? Because you were saying just before then you misplayed. How did you think you misplayed?
so basically I had the Fang out first turn. I also had Vanille, which is a 3-cost. I had, I think, an extra solo, something I could have used to put onto Vanille. The thing is, obviously, with it being a 3-cost for the Vanille, using the Fang to reduce it down to a 1-cost brings another forward on, and after that I can just search straight off. So I could have done something. Obviously, I'm not sure if it would have changed much, but it's just small little things.
So what were the threats that were going through your head? Because you know you're playing against Earthwater, so what's going through your head? Do you know that you can play as aggressively as you did, or are you thinking there's something that could pop up here?
Well, the general thing, I mean, at the beginning, with 13, it's like everyone else is building up. So you have that chance to start, going for it. Against his deck, what was the deck?
Water.
I wasn't quite sure, sorry.
Killed him so quick he didn't pay attention.
That is the mentality of the football player right there.
No. I'm still kind of new.
No, just walk tall, man. You killed him hard. You killed him quick.
I felt that. No, but the thing is, though, when I saw the Hecatonk Care and the Chaos going to damage step, I was like, Hecatonk obviously just smacks the board, and the Chaos grabs one of mine. Also destroys it.
Yeah, he had the arc as well. He had 2 arcs.
So he showed me after the game, he pulled out 2 arcs, and I was like, dude, that's painful.
Yeah,
that's actually painful.
You've got to find that weakness that we've seen a lot tonight. It's just, you don't find the Chaos on the arc at the same time, it falls apart.
It does, and that's what happens. So, now that you've had a bit of fun with Firelight and 13, is there anything new and exciting coming up that may take your interest?
So I was actually starting to look at a Thunder Ice deck, the one that generally everyone plays. I was looking at a few because Taylor's been building a few decks and I've been building them with him. And I'm thinking of, Thunder Lightning one, just because I've played against it and it's kind of fun. And there's also the Mono Water, so obviously that's coming to
about that.
bit of a close.
Yeah.
But I'll play it before it goes out of fashion, so which is probably a week or 2 or something.
Got till the 28th until it's officially banned.
I'm playing all Mono Water games.
So how are you finding the game as a whole? Are you enjoying it? What do you like about it?
Definitely enjoying it. It's one of those, so I was told about this beforehand when I first came here, and I was like, so we have this game called FFTCG. Me being a massive FF fan, I was like, okay, what's this about? And the woman at the desk, she showed me it all, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. People introduced it as kind of like a weird magic crossover, like that sort of thing, and I was a bit like, because I've been put off by it. But to be honest, after coming here a couple of weeks, you just learn really quickly, how to play it, and it's really chill. There's no
What was your interaction with the sort of community? Because obviously we've got quite a big local community anyway, like 20 players tonight, for example. What were your thoughts and feelings going into that?
So I played from the first time I came. I literally was just saying to Taylor, I was like, you go talk to him. I was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. You go talk. And we were just baiting. Eventually, rock paper scissors, I lost, so I went to talk. But I found it really easy to chat. I could just go up to you guys straight up and just be like, yo, we're new, what do we do? And then you get loaded with cards.
Yeah.
But ever since then, everyone's been really nice. I can happily say I've never had an issue, it's all great.
So a couple questions.
Set fish is a bit.
And you were bigging me up on chat
no,
the
that's
last
a lie.
few times. You love me, don't say
Gordon
those.
has been thrown.
I might be a fish simp, but
Ah, there it is.
I don't want to say it in front of him.
No, you've just said it in front of the whole audience.
Yeah, I know. I'm declaring my love for fish now.
Hey, we're all for it. We hope you guys live a happy and merry life together. So, just
Wait,
before
I
we...
have a partner.
Oh no. Before we send you on your way, what's your favourite Final Fantasy game then, since you're such a big fan? Give us a quick sentence.
FF14.
No, respectable shout. And then what's your favourite James Bond film?
Skyfall.
Okay.
Again,
yeah.
no,
Literally just because
nah,
of the music, but then again, it's quite a nice film.
not a wrong answer. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I love you, fish.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, go 5-0 now.
Right, so
I'll try, sir. I'll try.
we have got 15 minutes on this round, so we will see if people are still playing and maybe get a bonus round in. So we'll take a quick 5 minutes. We'll be back.
Hey guys, so we got a quick 5 minutes before we get the next round started, so we thought we'd do a bit of a discussion on the cards of the week that just came out. For those of you that missed it, they posted the article just now, and we've got not one, not two, but 3 cards. The headliner being Rufus, the president of Shinra himself, along with his Billy and Bob, Reno, and Rude. So which one do you want to take it away with first?
Well, I mean, we may as well just start off with Rufus, right? So what we got? If you have a card named Rufus and a card named card named Rude and a card named Reno in your break zone, the cost required to cast Rufus is reduced by 2. When he enters the field, select one of 3. Choose one forward dollar and freezer. Choose one job member of the Turks in your break zone, add it to your hand, and your opponent discards a card.
It's on attack as well.
Oh, is it on attack? Sorry, I missed that entirely. Yeah, that's nuts.
So prior to this, we had 2 Rufuses. The old Rufus, which was pretty good or decent. It was an EX, search any Turk, and if a Turk died, deal a bit of damage. And that one was fine, but this one, not only is it an ice, which opens up more gateway possibilities for the deck as a whole, but it's good.
Yeah, and obviously we saw our card reveal last week being the XIII. That thing is great. So matching them up, getting a bit more ice in the Turk deck is going to be fantastic, I think.
It fulfills the job of president, which some of the cards need, and I think Paul pointed this out earlier. You can double S effect on the Renos and the Rudes, which we'll come to in a bit later, by adding one back to hand. Discard is always good for ice, and Dulling and Freezing, is it a forward or a character?
Forward.
It's just a forward. It's a shame. But the card is good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Ice Lightning already had some powerhouse forwards.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to think you'd probably match this up with a bit of like Alcid, and again, you've got the old rule of dolls, but if you're playing things like Zeramus, get your doll every turn, could be disgusting.
It could be very good. So, of course, it's not just Rufus. We got his henchman along with him. Rude is a 3-cost 8k. Can only pay with CP produced by backups to cast Rude. You can cheat him in with Song, and you can cheat him in with the Reno we'll get to in a bit. When Rude enters the field, choose one forward opponent controls, dull and freeze it. S ice, choose a doll forward, break it. So, it's not bad.
I just don't think it beats the other one.
This is the $1 million question.
Yeah, because you don't want all of your Turks being in ice anyway. I think you kind of want that different colour splash, so I think he's the one you have in Lightning, personally.
Especially when we get onto the Reno. What's the Reno do?
Reno. So, when Reno attacks, you may search for one card named Rude forward, cost 4 or less, play it onto the field. Pay 1 ice, Reno gains haste until the end of turn, and his S effect is just choose 2 forwards and dull them.
That's very powerful.
I don't think it's ever going to really need to see the S effect in play, though. If you play the older Rude especially. You move to combat with that one, I believe you just dull all forwards.
Dull on attack, but you do need the setup for that one. This effect could be good when you're going for lethal.
Yes, yeah. And in fact, again, the fact that you can pay ice just to give it haste, I think most of the time they've got kind of team-up effects, right, though, the old ones, so whether that'll see much prevalence.
So if we start constructing our Turks deck to incorporate these cards, where are we going to start?
Oh, good question. Probably K-Sith and Reeve. Because
That's a good place to
I
start.
love a backup searching backup.
Light Cloud is very good in these decks for grabbing the President Shinra, which you should be playing 3 of.
Yeah. Probably the President Shinra with XIII, again, searching your ice backup, the new one from last week. Would you play the Edge that we saw, obviously, as that little team up in the exhibition game.
Might be going a bit too far off the beaten path there, but it's certainly something to consider. You've obviously got Elena, who was a previous Turk member. Legendary Turk, the man, the myth, the legend.
Man, to be honest, like this is like lightning is my weakest element anyway, but this, especially Turks, is like probably my weakest deck I think ever. But I would love to give it a go. I think next time.
It's looking fun, and its hardest matchups have just been gutted.
Yeah, this is true. I think it still loses out to, like, you know, as we saw in our last round, it loses out to the 13 matchups. I think just on sheer aggressiveness.
So potentially, but Sephiroth is the thing.
This is true, and Sephiroth is awesome.
Sephiroth is a card that you should always bear in mind when you're going up against Ice Lightning. Many people have forgotten that card to their peril.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like we're going to get the rounds up now, so we'll give it a quick be right back, guys, and we'll be back with you.
Alright, welcome back, guys, to our fourth and final round of Fight Night.
Yeah. So I think we've already found out that Sammy, who was on the stream earlier, has pretty much won the whole day.
He's facing off against Gil for the win.
Yeah, so we'll bring you the results of that in the meantime. We didn't want to bring you necessarily another Fire Lightning 13, so we thought we would bring you instead another Earth Lightning Arc Chaos thing, I believe, and
Earth Ice.
Yeah, so bit of discard, bit of monsters.
We're going to take this one a bit slower, a bit seamier.
We couldn't have another Jacob where he's just dead, you know, in 5 minutes. So here we go.
Stop it! He's already dead. Well, on the left we have Kay, and on the right we have Paul. If you're wondering why Kay has cling film on his arm, he got a very nice tattoo today of a Welsh dragon.
Yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice.
Repping the country proud.
Sadly, Kay will be moving away from us soon as well to move in with their partner. So,
and we wish them all the very best.
Yes, and congratulations on the new job as well, buddy, because it's well deserved.
While we're handing out congratulations, congratulations to our Miami friend. Happy Independence Day. Hope you had a great time. For now, we focus on the cards, and as usual, we see Nero Weiss, a staple of Earth Ice.
But you know what we see today that we haven't seen in a little while? It is a Vanille. Earth Lightning, greatness, and yeah, there we go. Let's get that up there for you.
Vanille's actually risen in popularity, but I see a lot of Earth Lightning lists playing 3 of it.
I mean, when you get to tax your opponent that little bit, it doesn't feel bad at all. So we got the Weiss making the discard, dulling and freezing. The Earth CP is probably the best there.
The Exodeth is too early for it anyway, so it's not the end of the way. It's not losing anything of value. Is that a Vincent? It is a Vincent, and this is something else that I noticed, is that there it is. As I was saying it, Earth Lightning are moving up to 3 backup packages in their decks. You've got the Rydia Seymour, you've got the Delusionary Antiquity, and now we've got the Reeve Vincent as well. 3 different ways to search backups to rush to 5.
Yeah, and the thing is that when Paul's deck gets up to 5, he's playing usually X-Death for the cost of 1 CP, and ramps a lot quicker than most decks are out there.
So, we're in for a long one here, and I am not one for long decks, so we will try and see. So I'm assuming he just targeted the Vincent. Targeting the Weiss, because I learnt this to my detriment. I played Vincent while the only forward on board was Vanille. But Vincent says you have to target something, so I killed my own forward.
Yeah, that's a bit daft, bro.
That's a bit daft.
Yeah, but in response we get a Biblos there coming out from K. Now, Biblos is one that's in a lot of ice decks at the moment. It gives you kind of the Weiss Nero effect. Get the dull freeze.
Man in black, here we go. The man, the myth, the question mark job.
I mean, again, another great card. And as much as we said that we'll have a nice slower game, these guys are taking turns back and forth quicker than I can keep up.
So what do we got? We got a Prish. We got a Geomancer. So he's going to have. I'm not sure if I agree with this, because I think you're playing Earth Ice. You want to play slow. Yes, you're keeping the Vanille down, but you're missing an Earth backup here.
It's not. He's warping it. So they're warping it. Sorry. So it's going to deal 8k.
When it yep.
So he's just going to cast a Mistral and protect the Vanille. I don't blame him, Paul, here for doing that. The Vanille is taxing K something fierce. So the Bristol will.
It'll come in and it'll dull freeze, and that will turn off the Vanille for a turn.
Yeah, I don't think for very long though. Can the Vanille still be activated on the entry, right?
In response, he can grab a backup. And he can do it in response. So there is that. It might actually be worth just doing it on the man in black, but that Vanille is just going to tax him out. And okay, you're supposed to be the tax man here. Again, he's drawn the Geomancer with ice cards. What is that, a Syphilis in hand? It is a Syphilis in hand.
No one ever wants to cast a Syphilis. I think you probably have to play it here, right? He's only going to get one trigger, so it looks like Paul's only got 2 in hand.
Yeah, this is a bit of a spot.
The problem is you can't let.
Playing another Weiss, sure.
Okay.
Get a discard, get a dull freeze.
So
Vanille, pay.
And then I think I probably would have just sat on that Earth backup. You know, you're gonna hurt for your backups here if you don't do anything.
This Vanille is a pain.
So we are going to get double triggers here because obviously you've got the Biblos and you've got the Weiss with the Nero to dull freeze a character too.
That does help.
I don't think it'll be enough though. 2 on board, no hand.
What it means, it buys him a turn to top deck good as he's browsing cards in between games. They are sorry, my bad.
So what's Paul thinking here? What's he got in his hand?
One thing to note also, Vincent's damage 3 effect is no joke. I believe it is just shoot a 4 for 7. Nero, Unalesca. Unalesca's not bad. I mean, you do want Unalesca.
So you think you've got to keep down the Vanille here, right? But at the same time, you let the man in black go rampant.
Well, it's a case of what summons does Paul have access to.
So far we know Mist Dragon, but it doesn't look like anything else though, right?
No.
And he's just going to do the Mist Dragon now.
Draw a card.
Mist Dragon is great. Man in Black is awesome.
Man in Black should have been a legend.
Yes, but I think it also needed... Lightning at the time needed as much help as it could get, though, right?
This is very, very, very true.
It's also the same with Sid for Wind Ice. I also believe that should have been a legend. That thing got more text than the Bible. I'm not jaded, I swear, folks. I'm sorry.
That was blasphemic.
I'm not much one for believing in a higher power, so it's alright.
Have I not introduced you to our Lord and Saviour Tenzin?
No, I'm a follower of the Lord and Saviour Ainsley Harriott, I'm sorry.
Nice.
For our American and Canadian friends who don't know who Ainsley Harriott is, he's a daytime TV chef.
Give your meat a good old rub.
For some reason, we do love our daytime TV chefs here. You guys got Dr. Phil, we got Ainsley Harriott. We did have Jeremy Kyle, but then that happened. So, what do we do here? What do we do?
Paul putting in some time, putting in some thought. What's he gonna get for us here?
Ixion.
For the Rydia. Okay. So Rydia we saw earlier. Rydia's going to get him any summoner, and any summon must be of different element.
So he can just grab the Rydia if he wants a lightning summon, or he can grab a Seymour if he wants an earth summon. So he's got choices. Actually, no, he can't, because there's a Rydia in damage, and there's a Rydia in the break zone, so it has to be the Seymour. So we can assume he's searching an earth summon.
Yeah, but I believe the Seymour, actually no, come to think of it, I'm sure the Seymour he plays is the forward Seymour here. So that wouldn't be a bad shout at all, but I don't think he has the summons in break zone to make it worth it.
He's getting the Rama. He's just getting the Rama.
He's got no earth summoner to follow it up with, that's why. Mm-hmm. So, he probably wants to get his summons in rotation for the man in black.
I mean, all this being said, Rama is a great summon.
It wins games out of nowhere.
Very good, and it's got threat on the Biblos. So all Paul needs is for K to play something that is worth dulling or killing, and the Biblos will fall with it.
So it's not a great hand for K there. They've got 2 Nero and a Ridia, I believe.
So what do you think their best play is in this situation?
Pass and hope that they don't end the game.
He's got Unileska active, so that's that.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could use a...
And Unileska can't be vanilled.
This is true.
The Weiss can.
The thing is, if I'm in K's seat here, don't discard any more of your hand to pay the 2. If Paul wants to tap out, let him.
He's Rama
Okay.
breaking the Biblos and dulling the Prish or 7-king? We're dulling the Weiss.
Yeah,
And Man in Black says the other cards attack.
yeah, definitely the right choices here. Yeah, because the Prish only just come in this turn. No, he didn't come in last turn, so both can attack.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the dull freeze. Like, keeping the Man in Black down is huge here. But yeah, if I'm in K's position, you've got to keep those cards in hand. You need to get your Earth CP and you need to start building some sort of board presence.
Ooh, he drew a Hecaton. That is not good.
I mean, the Prish will live though, right?
It's the backup breaker.
Oh.
So that's going to hit the Nero. Which means if K does pull another Weiss, they won't be able to get the discard.
Yeah, but he has still got the Nero in hand.
He does.
So he can play it back.
Oh, he has got another one. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, that's some unlucky draws seeing all 3 Nero that quickly.
Yeah. It's a shame because they probably want to see them in EX and damage so you can get the free search.
More ice, no Earth.
This is one of my favourite cards. YKSTHIJKLMNOP. I have no idea
Do you want to give me the proper spelling so I can pull it up for the ladies and gentlemen at
I
home?
genuinely wish I could.
KYT, is it, or something? No, that's Kites. KTY? No.
SKTT1, greatest League of Legends team ever. I will Google this because it's going to be difficult. Chat, please help us out.
Yeah. Don't sit on your hands. Save us. You're our only hopes.
This card, I believe it dulls and freezes, or if your opponent has a number of cards in their hand less than a total, break it. So we're just going for the dull freeze, but then also it's one of those that cycles the top cards of your deck, so you can lurk, put to the top or bottom. Just good for stacking EXs.
YKT from Amo? Let's give that a go, shall we? I think you might be right. Yeah, thank you very much.
Spot on.
One of those cards I can never remember.
What does YKT stand for? YKT 63.
You kicked trouble? Something?
You cause trouble.
Wrong letter, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, I never said I was educated.
Bro, and you were like, yeah, we'll skip over.
I
that
am a
fact.
teacher by trade. So, what do we do here?
Man, seeing those...
Seen the 3 Neros.
I gotta sit on the one, like, if you know the heck... Well, I suppose Kate didn't know the heck was there. Oh, so there's a Seymour backup now. Oh, he's casting 9 for that. Is the first time a lot...
I mean, I would.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people are playing that tonight, and that's probably the first time we've seen it actually on the stream, right?
Ooh, so he swung with the Vanille. So K has a chance now to do some Rydia and... Ooh.
I mean,
yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
They are in trouble. They are in real trouble.
Honestly, here, I'm inclined to just put the pressure into warp. And just swing.
He can. They can. What can we do with this?
I think you gotta sit on the hand. I think you need to get that Rydia out. Another hacker going.
Hecaton's a good hit.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I think you've got to sit back. You've got to hold that hand.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so far behind. The Man in Black's obviously going to become active, but you got no choice here. You're versing 5 backups. You need that Earth CP, and you need a board presence ASAP.
So you could warp the Prish, and that would warping the Prish to kill the Vanille.
Yeah, but then the problem is you're giving up your Earth CP to potentially play that Rydia he's got in hand as well.
And they've also missed the Unileska window.
Which is fine. Again, they've
It
got
does
2
mean
cards.
they can use Arcanist.
Yeah, they've got 2 cards. You don't want to get rid of those 2 cards. And the problem is you'd have to use the Prish for that Arcanist. Okay.
I do like that Gabranth has come back.
Well, it's only because of the chaos.
Hey, any excuse is a reason.
Yeah. Now chaos again. It's one of those ones that seems to be floating around in a lot of people's decks here.
All right, guys in chat, be honest. When you first saw this card, you thought this was poo-poo.
A lot of people did. I mean, there's two type of people in this world: people that thought chaos was bad, and liars. You know?
No. There's three types. People who thought it was bad, liars, and the design team who knew Warrior of Light was coming 2 sets later.
Yeah, that's very true. So here...
Ooh, very, very, very good point. Man in Black target arc.
Yeah, that, and we've seen this in previous weeks where Sam Griffiths was running it in a Wind Lightning variant, and Man in Black got that back so many times for the free casts. So he's going to cycle off the YKT here.
And they rolled Snake Eyes.
Yes, unless you're going to see a Shantato anytime soon, Kay, I think you're kind of out of luck. And even then, I don't think you'd be able to play it, because you're down to one card in hand. And it's still that Rydia, right?
Mm-hmm. We're past the point where Rydia's playable. It's too expensive.
Yeah, too slow. You're staring down probably lethal next turn, right? Oh no, not quite.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
For the
Once
more
I caught
six.
a pressure live.
Okay, so here we got the Fenrir.
That helps.
Now it's going to stop 1 point of damage, but they're going to have to pay for it.
And
Or
they've
not.
tossed it.
Okay, well, count me out on that one. So we're just going to miss Dragon Break Zone. I think Kay here is trying to stop the trigger from the Man in Black, I guess.
That Fenrir should have killed Chaos. You don't touch the Vanille because it's just going to nab a backup. There's no point hitting the Prish.
Yeah, you don't want to... Well, I mean, you're stuck losing your own Prish here for the rest of the game. Yeah.
We got a Cactuar in chat.
Woo-hoo. So, there's...
That stings.
I don't think it would help anyway, though, to be honest. 3, there goes another Earth backup. You gotta think it's coming to the end here.
We got Shiva Rydia.
And there's another
yeah.
Rydia.
Yeah. I think we are in a spot of bother.
What summons could Kay get that's gonna help here?
Hecaton was the one. I mean, Hecaton deals with Vanille, Gabranth, and Chaos. So that's something.
You gotta... Well, it's all too late, though. You search that with a Rydia, you don't have the CP to play it.
It's too late to apologize.
And for all our copywriters out there, please don't ban us. And that's devastating. Getting the Vanille trigger on the caster Rydia. So Rydia's gonna go searching, but for what? There's the hacker, but you can't play it. Miss Dragon's pointless.
I don't know what you're saying about copyright. The music people take one listen and go, ha, no, what, not worth it.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, man.
So we can get the Kusith, and we can search the ice card, which will not allow us to play the Kusith.
I mean, yeah, you've got to get the hacker, but the game is over. I mean, paying for the Vanille so early, ditching away your Earth CP, you've bottlenecked yourself. It doesn't matter what you get here. You're basically tapped out. There's no Earth. There's no. There's no ice for the Arcanist. So he's just going for the Hecaton chair. Which is 5 CP, can only be cast in your turn. So even if K managed to get a perfect EX burst of something, it doesn't matter.
I think we may be looking at the Swan Song.
I mean, I think we've been looking at the Swan Song for about 3 turns at this point. So you gotta get an ice CP. You've got to get ice CP.
Even then, Arcanist won't save. It's one attacker too short.
Yeah.
But you can't even get the Biblos as well. That's well
forward or back.
Prish, sure.
Doesn't matter. You stop one attacker. You at least stop the Man in Black. For what it's worth. Doesn't matter though, I don't think.
Yeah, that's a night gone. The Man in Black doesn't even need to pick her back up. And that is that.
And Chaos to finish the game. Well, I mean, at least went 15 minutes.
Oh, he's flexing the no, don't flex the sonar.
Getting so many flexes out here tonight. Rubbing salt in those wounds. So, all we're really waiting on now, guys, to see who wins between...
Sephiroth. That is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean... It's pretty nasty. Like, you get some breaks, get some nasties out of it, but I don't think it would have made a difference. So we're waiting on Sammy Naz versus Jacob Gill, both who have been on stream tonight. We're going to see if we had some winners.
I'm going to go nab that for you now, because it should be. It's Fire Lightning. There's no way it's not done.
Yeah, so we'll double check as well. I don't believe we're going to 5th round tonight, guys, because it should be decided. But yeah, that was a brutal game. Absolutely brutal. Nothing that Kay could have done there any different. Let's step away just a moment, guys. So I'm just going to have a quick 5 minutes and we'll find out some results and get back to you.
And welcome back, guys, for our final interview of the evening. We're here with the winner of the third place match, Paul. How'd you find that?
See, I just want to clarify one thing on this. You might be thinking, like, he's got loads of forwards. Why is he stopping at damage 3? Because I know he's got Dark Sephiroth in the deck, so I didn't want to get a damage 4.
How did you know that?
He showed me on the train down.
Fair enough.
Well, he threw the Dark Sephiroth down at the end and think that's not something we were expecting to see, because everyone's running Chaos Art.
I think it's a Texas list or something like that. So.
They really struggled in that match, though, because there was just no Earth backup, and that played into your hands completely. You ramped so quickly.
It was... I said to him after, like, turn 3 or 4, like, with Vanille doing, like, it's like, you're meant to be making me discard. Like, what's going on here?
It was a complete reverse match. This is something we've seen a lot of Earth Lightning lists. They've had the Delusionary Antiquity, the Rydia Seymour, and now we've got the Vincent Reeve. How have you found that?
This isn't my build. This is one that was top 8 in Texas, so I thought it looked really interesting because I love the idea of like Cisne to discard the Arcs and Chaoses if you need to. It's all right. I've been playing Crystals all format. It's got none of that in it at all. And the Vincent's all right. Like doing 5k on entry is pretty good, and doing 7k on exit is pretty good, but it's not. 5 and 7 aren't great numbers at the moment. No. It's just you need to hit 8 or above or something like that. So it's just sort of all right. It's meta dependent on how good things are going to go for the next set of how good Vincent stays. But backup into backup is always good. It's all right. It's all right. I don't mind it too much, but it doesn't feel like some of the strongest players I can do over it.
So we did see that Kay discarded the Fenrir. And played Mist Dragon. Do you think it should have been the other way around? Killing the Chaos, would that have made a difference?
That stage, no, because I think I had because as soon as that was going to happen, it was going to be like Mana Black was just going to Kusif and just do it over again anyway. So it didn't. I don't feel like it made too much of a difference. It was so many cards. It was always like 1 or 2 cards off of being able to do what they actually want to do. So, it is what it is. The Earth Ice list for all this sort of thing, we always found it's quite lacking.
Well, that's it. We got an American in the chats from Miami, and obviously in America, Earth Ice is seen as a very popular list. So, what are your reasons as to why us Europeans may not favour it so much?
Oh, God, that's a question. I think our Lord and Saviour Jacko sort of put it best when he. The interesting thing was early in the set when we tested it a lot against Cat 13, and the best you could do was use a Rydia to search 5 CP Taunch, 8k to board, but you're left with no cards and you can't do anything else, and if they just recover, that's the end of it. So you're really sort of out of a lot of options with Earth Ice. Like we've found like going Earth Ice Lightning with like putting Seymour back up in as well. Like the Rydia, if you play it in the middle of the game, can run out of targets. In that game, I ran out of Rydias, so I wanted to get the Rama, so I get the Biblos gone, and then dole one of his forwards, and then said one of them couldn't attack. But I didn't have an Earth Summoner to get with it still. So
Yeah, we did notice that actually, because I originally in your old list you were playing the forward Seymour, is that right?
yeah, you've got so many summons. The whole thing with that list, which is mostly on the Materia Cup Cardiff top 16.
Check it
I'm
out,
gonna
guys.
read that. But the idea is you pay 4 CP and opponent's guy dies,
Yeah.
and you get big boy that they have to deal with. And it was always the way with that. So with Seymour, Robolac Bell, even like Tidus from this set.
Well, that was it. Even though crystals haven't been as impactful in this game as some would believe, Robo was the standout.
I massively disagree with that.
Go on,
Everyone
then.
said crystals is a failed mechanic. I've had nothing but good luck with that. You can do so much with just like eating your own guys to take targets away.
Lady Lilith.
Lady Lilith is incredible card.
That was your MVP for weeks, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with Mezzalene.
Melazine, yeah.
Melazine is what our good friend Paul Fallon would describe as a smelly card.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because we didn't get to see in Mason's game where he had the Animus backup, because that's a nice little tech that he's got for.
Playing Melazine in their turn,
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Alright, so Paul, just to round off a bit, you are a Turk man. So we've had Turks
Yes.
on the menu today.
Yes, and our spoiler.
Yeah,
And
which
our
was-
spoiler.
Yeah, check out the video exhibition game on YouTube, guys. It's great.
So we had the Cisne, and now we got the Reno, Rude, and Rufus. Initial thoughts?
Reno is a 3 CP 7k ice forward that says pay 1 ice and get haste. That's amazing.
That's a really good deal.
I really want to see where we can go as far as, is there a mono ice variant of it? Is there? How much lightning do you have to play? But they do too much, you know. And I think I've been waiting for ages for Light Cloud from Opus 11 to get that much better, and it feels that every time we get more targets for it. And again, for a lot of the exhibition stuff with this that I was playing with, that sort of deck there with the backup, was Light Cloud was great because it would just pay, if you've already got board, so pay 3, mill 7, who cares, and you break something, just push through. Really good. So I think Turk's good. I think Ice Lightning is really solid, and having a really cool engine for that, I think it could be something.
I know you said about actually possibly doing a mono ice variant, but without saying, would it be worth it?
And President Shinra.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends on how good just playing some of the cards are. You know, if that package alone of Reno, Rude, and Rufus is good enough, then you know it could be something. There's a lot of decent stuff with it, but there's a lot of stress testing to do with it. But I really like it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Is there anything else from the new set that caught your eye? One more thing to send us on our way?
I think Fire Tifa is awesome.
You reckon?
I think I
Not
don't-
the Earth.
No, the Earth doesn't interest me at all. An Ixion man.
I
So-
thought as past Pokemon it was going to interest you.
Not anymore. No
Oh.
Sildra, no deal.
Okay, yeah, fair point.
No, honestly, as an Ixion man, I look at a 1 CP forward and say, yeah, go on, pay as much as you like. It's not going to do anything. So, no, the Fire one, secret tech, everybody. So, Fire Wind thing with the Opus 8 Yuffie. Opus 8 Yuffie gains 2k and haste if you control 3 Category 7 characters, and on attack deals 1k to board, which means that Tifa says that nothing can block.
Oh, nice, okay.
And
That'd
so
be
we've
interesting
got
to see.
Elf ZG, and there's loads of little, again, like Cloud becomes excellent with this sort of thing. There's loads of little things that you can do with that. Minor to search Yuffies. I think it's cool, man. There's loads of cool stuff you can do with it.
Oh, so we should be looking for some interesting decks for you in the next set.
Yeah, I don't know if it's anything that I'd probably take to the Euros stuff or anything, but it's all fun stuff.
But we can get it on stream for our fans.
Definitely. Earth Lightning, I think, isn't going anywhere. Earth Lightning, I still think, is one of the best decks that you can play at the moment because of just how well-rounded it is.
This is it, because Sildra is now taken off the menu. It means that Wall is basically top dog in meta, which means we're going to see a big rise in Chaos Arc lists.
I think so.
Looking to counter this.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that will do it for us for tonight, guys. We've had our matches, we have our winner. Sammy did do it.
Shocker.
I know, he actually can win games, can you believe it?
Can he?
I mean, he
I was on
playing,
the script.
He was playing a Soiree list. I mean,
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, you have
Easy-
to go
easy
and
mode.
say it.
I mean, if you're going to play a deck that plays itself, Love you, Sammy. But yeah, I think that's going to be us for tonight, guys.
That is it. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to host you guys, and we will see you next week for another rendition of Fight Night presented by the Cymru Cactuars. Have a good night.
Thank you very much, guys. See ya.